Colin Farrell's wild night that pissed off Tom Cruise on the set of Minority Report. Yo, imagine this. You're a young actor just turning 25, and you're out in LA living it up like it's the last night on Earth. Beers flowing, maybe some other stuff, and the next morning hits you like a freight train. That's exactly what went down for Colin Farrell back in 2001 while he was filming Minority Report with the one and only Tom Cruise. Colin, now this super chill 49-year-old Irish dude who's basically a walking legend in Hollywood, spilled all the tea on The Late Show the other night, and it had the whole audience cracking up. But let's dive deep into this story because it's got everything: hangovers, Hollywood egos, and a whole lot of regret mixed with that classic Farrell charm. So, picture the scene. Colin had just wrapped up a birthday bash that sounds like the kind of night you'd hear about in a rock star biopic. He gets into bed, finally turns off the light, and boom, phone rings at 6:10 a.m. It's the driver basically yelling that it's time to haul ass to set. Colin's brain is probably swimming in a sea of last night's decisions, and he just mutters, "Oh, S***," like any of us would. But here's where it gets legendary. The assistant director, this guy David H. Venghaus Jr., picks up on the vibe and is like, "Dude, don't come in like this, you're wrecked." Does Colin listen? Nah. Instead, he hits back with, "Just get me 6 Pacificos Cervezas and a packet of 20 Marlboro Red. Beers and smokes as a morning cure?" That's next-level commitment to the chaos. The crowd lost it when he told the story, but Colin was quick to throw in a reality check. "Now listen, it's not cool because 2 years later I went to rehab, right? But it worked in the moment." He's owning it, you know? No sugarcoating the mess-ups. Fast forward a bit. Colin chugs a couple of those beers, lights up a cig, and stumbles onto the set of Minority Report. This movie, directed by Steven Spielberg, is a straight-up sci-fi masterpiece based on Philip K. Dick's novella from the 50s. Tom's playing John Anderton, this intense pre-crime chief who's all about stopping murders before they happen in this dystopian future. Colin's character? Danny Whitworth, this slick federal agent who's got his own agenda. The film's got this massive budget, $102 million, and it raked in over $358 million worldwide. Stars like Samantha Morton, Max von Sydow, and Neil McDonough round out the cast, making it this epic ensemble that still holds up today if you binge it on a lazy weekend. But on this particular day, Colin's supposed to nail this line. "I'm sure you've all grasped the fundamental paradox of pre-crime methodology." Sounds straightforward, right? Wrong. With the hangover fog and the fresh beers buzzing in his system, he couldn't spit it out to save his life. They did 46 takes. 46. Each one probably more frustrating than the last. And Tom Cruise? The guy's a machine, known for doing his own stunts, running like a gazelle in those Mission Impossible flicks, and just being this perfectionist powerhouse. He's not thrilled. Colin puts it bluntly, "Tom wasn't very happy with me. Tom, who I love, was not very happy." You can almost picture Tom pacing, that intense stare locked on, while the crew's holding their breath. Colin calls it, "one of the worst days I've ever had on a film set." That's the kind of behind-the-scenes drama that makes you appreciate the polished final product even more. Now let's talk about why this hit's different. Tom's got this whole thing with substance abuse in his past, and it's no secret he's deep into Scientology, which is super strict on drugs. No tolerance, zero. The church has these programs like Narconon and FDFW that have helped big names like Kirstie Alley, Juliette Lewis, Michael Pena, and Giovanni Ribisi get clean. It's controversial as hell, sure, but for Tom it's his North Star. So, seeing a co-star role in Half Buzzed probably wasn't just annoying, it was personal. Colin, on the other hand, has been super open about his own battles. He mentioned rehab happening 2 years after, but actually, his big public ones were in 2006 and 2018. Dude's been through the ringer, from wild party days to becoming this grounded dad and actor who's all about vulnerability. It's like Hollywood chews you up, but Colin spits it back out with stories like this that make him relatable AF. Jumping ahead, Colin's not just reminiscing for fun. He was on the show plugging his new gig in The Ballad of a Small Player. He's playing this gambler named Lord Doyle/Brendan Riley in Edgar Verger's Thriller, which dropped on Netflix the other day. Reviews are mixed. Some call it a slow burn, others a total miss, but Colin's performance? Always a standout. The guy's got this brooding intensity that pulls you in, whether he's a vampire in Interview with the Vampire or a lobotomized dude in The Lobster. And speaking of future vibes, next spring he starts filming The Batman, Part 2 as Oswald "Oz" Cobb the Penguin. Matt Reeves is directing, and Colin was gushing about the script on the Happy Sad Confused podcast. "I really do think it's a masterwork. Kind of a contemporary genre masterwork," he said. "It's dense, intelligent, deep, Robert Pattinson's got this epic arc, and the whole thing's slated for theaters on October 1st, 2027. The first Batman in 2022? Smashed it with $772 million in killer reviews. Colin's hyping it like it's gonna redefine superhero flicks, and honestly with his track record I'm here for it. On a cooler note, Colin's getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame soon. That's a big deal. Requires shelling out $85,000 for sponsorship and $275 just to apply. But for a guy who's won 2 Golden Globes and been nominated for an Oscar, it's earned. Personally, he's a single dad to 2 boys, 16-year-old Henry Tadeusz from his time with Alicia Bacleda-Curis. They split in 2010 after Ondine, and 22-year-old James Podrick who has Angelman syndrome from his first baby mama Kim Bordanavi. Never married, but he's dated some icons. Michelle Rodriguez, Angelina Jolie, Britney Spears, Demi Moore. The man's got stories for days. This whole Minority Report tale? It's a reminder of how raw Hollywood can be. One bad night and you're clashing with a megastar. But Colin's laughing about it now, turning mishaps into motivation. It's that Irish wit, that feck it attitude that keeps him going. If you're binging his stuff, start with Minority Report. See if you can spot that tortured line delivery. Bet you can't. And hey, next time you're nursing a hangover, maybe skip the beers and just call in sick. Lesson learned, right? But damn, what a ride.